Boom, 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 ba dum, 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 dum. Oh, LA Rumble, man. This used to be one of my favourite multiplayer maps back on Wireplayer. Fucking sweet is this one. Awesome deathmatch map. F6, game is saved. And I shall be, but 1 second, guys. 1 minute. Apparently people are... There you go, dudes. I'm not sure if people are saying that it lost sync or something wasn't correct, but either way, there you go, it's refreshed. If that don't work, then I'm not sure the problem is, really. Actually, let's have a scroll up and see what people are saying. Out of sync, yeah, just went out of sync. Is it off sync? Yeah, I guess there's something to do with sync there. I'm not... Yeah, go on, Ta. There is indeed. Yeah, both the normal penguins and the penguin rolls as well. Nah. Nah, Ta.
Okay, but no whining like a big girl later.
Fine, I'll whine like a big girl while I'm waiting for my coffee then. Just put that onto escape while I wait for my coffee. Dum. What goddamn DOS emulator are you using to run this? That's all I want to know. I'm not actually using an emulator here, dude. It's a front end for Duke Nukem called eDuke, and it does work exactly where it says. It fucking runs it pretty fucking sweet, to be honest. You can load other add-ons as well with eDuke, which at the moment I'm running the high resolution pack, and you can run other shit like that modification that I was talking about before. That what is it now? Duke Plus, that adds like the Akimbo pistols and Riot shotgun and cluster rocket launcher and all that other good shit. But yeah, it's called eDuke. You just type in eDuke. I think it's called eDuke 32, but eDuke will find it. And there you go. Big fan of the old front ends for old first-person games, Doom, Hex and Heretic, and anything based on the Doom engine. You want a front end called Doomsday. That'll run every single one of those flawlessly. Also quite nastily, well, not nasty, but quite cheesily as well, because you'll have jump in a lot of those games, and not every one of those games is supposed to have jump. Alright, Resident Evil 2K, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, front end, if you're going to play an old first person game, you need a front end. Not only does it make it so it runs a lot better, well, it might make it so it actually runs period, it might not be able to fucking work in some PCs. It cuts out all the bullshit with having to use like DOSBox and stuff like that. And you see, you get extra features, stuff like that, and I like the extra features. Like I said, I was tempted to play this with Duke Plus, just so I could play through the game with just some different shit. But Duke Plus is almost a little bit unbalanced, to be honest. I thought I'd just do a normal playthrough first. Well, I say first, I don't suspect that. I don't know, I might play it last episode with Duke Plus instead. But then again, if I use Duke Plus, then I can't use their resolution pack, it's one or the other. DOSBox is good, but like I say, I mean, eDuke's pretty fucking solid, really. If you want to play like Duke Nukem, like, and be a loyalist, like be a purist as it were, and not do any kind of like over modification, no graphic modifications, no like extra features or all like that, then yeah, DOSBox is the way to go. But like I say, I like my front ends, I like all the different options and shit. Cheers, Claire. What's that?
What do you call a penguin in the
Dunno.
moss? They're really scraping the barrel now, aren't they?
Shit is that?
Yeah, penguins actually used to be legendary, but they're fucking shit now.
You could replace that with any single other animal in any single other location, couldn't you?
Yeah.
What do you call a fucking iguana in the Arctic? Fucking lost. Fucking shit. Like a fucking partycracker joke, is that even worse? What modern... Apologies if I miss off some of what you say, guys, by the way. I can't get the full JTV box, chat box thing, as well as Duke Nukem outside. What mods are you using apart from the high resolution pack? Like I say, it's literally just a front end called eDuke that's loading the high resolution pack. That's all I'm using really. Duke Nukem Atomic Edition plus eDuke plus the high resolution pack. Easy as that. Dude is indeed correct. If you want to play old adventure games, Scum VM is the way to go.
I agree.
Scum VM's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Saying that, so is DOSBox. It's very rare that you come across a game that won't run in DOSBox. If it was supposed to be running DOS and it won't work in Windows now, stuff like that, it'll run in DOSBox. I ain't come across a single game that doesn't work in DOSBox. I'm sure there is, but you've got to give it fucking credit. It fucking does an awesome job. Same with Scum VM. And I really respect people that make like Scum VM, the like eDuke and Doomsday and DOSBox stuff like that, because if it weren't for people like that, those games would be lost. Because it's not like, say, right, I want to play a NES game. Well, if push comes to shove, you get a real NES and the real cartridge, and you're off, aren't you? You can play it. But PC's different. A lot of those hardware, like 386s and 486s and like Pentium 75s and shit like that used to run these games, are probably dead now. There's not many of them that the hardware's still alive for them. They've all died. And if it weren't for people doing those emulation projects, stuff like that, games like Duke and old Monkey Island and stuff like that, and shit like that, they could have been lost to time. So it's people that are keeping them alive, really. Where do you get some of your games? Do you actually buy them? Yes and no. Yes and no. Duke 3D, yep, I've bought. I'd probably say about 75% of games that I ever do playthroughs on, I have bought on some platform at some time. Whether or not I still got the actual copy now is a different story, but I have bought them. So if for some reason I don't have a fucking copy around, I have no fucking qualms? Is that right? Qualms, yeah? No qualms about downloading them again. Because I've paid, oh, how much, I don't even want to fathom how much money I've spent, even, well, not technically my money when I was a kid and stuff like that, more like my parents' money and shit like, but how much money the gaming industry has got from me in 21 years, it must be absolutely ridiculous.
30 quid.
30 quid my ass. It must just be thousands of pounds. Pounds as well, not bucks, pounds. A lot of money. But yeah, like I say, 75% of games that I've done, I've either got a copy right now, or I've had a copy in the past. 25% are usually games that I've been kind of like, well, I don't know really. I'll download them and see if they're any good. If they're good, I'll buy them at some point. If they're not so good, then they didn't deserve my money to begin with. I'm a real advocate. Thing is though, I've come from times when games used to cost 2 or 3 times as much as what they do now, and I used to buy games and they were shit. And you didn't have this huge review radar, this huge like interwebs, with everybody going, oh, this game's shit, this game's great, this game's okay, this game's shit, and stuff like that. You didn't have no heads up on games, so you'd go out, you spend fucking like 80 quid on a game, and then it was shit. I'm sure people fucking like Donkey Kong Country. There's at least a few people that are gonna like Donkey Kong Country, and I thought Donkey Kong Country were alright. But I got Donkey Kong Country as a Christmas present one time. It was like 80 fucking quid or some shit like that from Toys R Us, and I completed it within 2 fucking hours or some shit like that. And I'm sorry, but that wasn't worth 80 quid for me. And it's one of those type of that game is a typical example of a game that I would download, complete, and go, you know what? It doesn't. I could have bought it, but if I'd bought it, I'd have been pissed off. And by that extent, it isn't worth the money. Any game that doesn't last a decent amount of time, in my opinion, isn't worth the cash. Especially considering me. So, especially when you consider my staple games, such as first-person games, where usually you can play them to the point of mastering them. So there's almost infinite replayability, like Quake and UT and stuff like that. You can just rinse them online, just carry on going and going and going. Online RPGs and stuff like that. The games where if I buy them, I'm getting my money's worth out of them. So you can imagine I'm not too fucking pleased about spending, well, even nowadays, spend say 30 quid in a game, and it lasts about 5 hours. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I have not gotten my entertainment out of that for £30. It's not worth 5 hours. So if I downloaded that game, I'd be like, well, sorry, but yeah, your game was not worth me buying. It's worth me playing, but only for those 5 hours, and then it's gone. I'm trying to think of another example, really. Like I said, there's been games that I've bought and not been best pleased with. So to be fair, though, games don't do what they used to do a lot back in the past, where they'd give you shareware versions and demos before the game came out, not afterwards. And they wonder why piracy on PC is so high. It's like, well, I'll tell you exactly why piracy on the PC is so fucking high. Number one, there's a fucking shit ton of games coming out nowadays. There's so many games, people can't find the cash. Secondly, America, fucking UK, and fucking most of Europe's in fucking recession. So are you surprised on the easiest platform to pirate for? People are pirating. Is it any surprise? Because it links back into point number one, where there's too many games to buy almost nowadays. Especially considering like you've got free. What's that?
The OTG piracy advocation stream.
No, well, I don't know, me. It's like I say, fucking. I have a long lineage of gaming across a lot of platforms, and I mean, I don't have any qualms about if people call me a fucking pirate and stuff like that. I'll go, yeah. Yeah, I won't go, yeah, I'll go, yar! Ye be correct for assuming I sail the seven seas. The internet sea. It's a, I got a jar of dirt, I got a jar of dirt. It's that. Guess what's inside it? Yeah, I was close the other day when I was streaming actually to fucking repeating that over and over again. I downloaded Pirates of the Caribbean game today. Yeah, I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I used to have it for Xbox. See, that's another example. See, I say I downloaded Pirates of the Caribbean game and it goes, naughty app, naughty fucking downloader, Liam. No, I actually had a full version of the Xbox one. To be fair, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 for the Xbox and the PC part of it, it's almost like Morrowind. It's open-ended, sandbox style. Sail around, beat the shit out of some people, it's open-ended. It's actually alright. Because I've got a jar of dirt. But we're saying that, yeah, like I say, if people call me a fucking pirate, I go, look, I've spent my money on games and consoles over my 21 years. I've spent more money on games than what you ever will. So for you to call me a pirate because I'm not contributing to the gaming industry is full of shit. People like me helped build the gaming industry from a consumer standpoint. So you can go fucking bollocks. Let alone the fact that I still do buy games. But other than that, yeah, I download shit. It's like, but I'm a fucking. It's not like I go around fucking posting links on my fucking forums and my videos and chatbox stuff like that. I discourage people from talking about it on anything like my site or the YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I don't go around fucking going yeah blah 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 and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm just it's just cause somebody asked me a question on it and stuff like that. And I always see it from time to time, people talk to each other going, oh, does OTG download stuff? People go, no, it doesn't download it. Or people go, yeah, it does download something, it downloads everything and stuff like that. It's like, say, nobody's actually correct on it. It's actually a bit of both. Yeah, I download, and yeah, I buy. If I download something and it's worth buying, I buy it. Of course, it works the other way around as well. I buy some stuff and I go, fuck me, I wish I'd have downloaded it. Fear 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fear 2 is a good game, like, but single player wise, it doesn't seem awfully long, and I've still not fucking finished it yet. No, I'm not saying Fear 2 is great, but multiplayer wise, which is what we're looking forward to as well, and what they were hyping up a little bit as well, is a little bit fucking wank in my opinion. Has anyone played Fear 2 Deathmatch? Am I the only person that thinks that, you know, actually being able to see is a pretty important factor to a fucking first person game? I'm serious. If you've not played Fear 2, guys, I'm going to tell you how to emulate the Fear 2 multiplayer experience right now for free. Don't need to download shit all. I'm going to tell you how to do it right now. Start menu, accessories, click paint, fill the square with black.